up, guys? Welcome back. Hope you're having a good week. It's almost Friday. And thank you guys for all the support on the channel. I appreciate it. Of course, there is more. The DC updates, news, buzz, talk, whatever you want to call it, is not coming to a halt anytime soon, I don't think, especially because of more news, more things coming out about Ezra Miller. The Flash is always being talked about. I think with every update that comes out regarding some kind of cancellation or something that's moving forward or something that is being changed, it still keeps going back to the Flash because of the gravity that this movie holds for the future of the DCEU. And it's such a central point to so many of the things going on in Warner Brothers Discovery right now. And a lot of people are wondering what is going to happen with this movie. The Hollywood Reporter has been sharing a lot of what they claim to know about DC and Warner Brothers Discovery in general lately. And they are claiming that supposedly there are three scenarios that are being considered for the Flash movie at WBD. So, in a nutshell, one scenario is Ezra Miller giving an interview explaining their erratic behavior and then doing limited press. Option two, possibly, Ezra Miller plays no part in the film's promotion. And three, they completely scrap the film. So let's look at these in some more detail. So the fate of the Warner Brothers Flash hangs in the balance as actor Ezra Miller continues to make headlines for their controversial behavior and various arrests. An outright shelving of the film is not off the table, though it would be a last resort. I think that makes sense because they're not just going to throw away a movie that costs hundreds of millions of dollars and plays such a big part in their cinematic live action universe. Warner's and its new parent company, Warner Brothers Discovery, had hoped to avoid the line of fire because its big budget DC superhero tentpole isn't scheduled to hit theaters until June 23rd, 2023. But the pressure is mounting by the day. So you might have heard about this. On Monday, the actor was charged with a felony burglary. And on Wednesday, Rolling Stone reported that Vermont's Child Services Department is attempting to locate a mother and three children who have allegedly been residing at Miller's farm in the state. A source with knowledge of the situation says the studio appears to be preparing for three possible scenarios, which is what I highlighted in the beginning of the video. First, Warner's has received indications that the 29-year-old Miller, whose mother has accompanied the actor in recent days, there's actually pictures of him on social media with her, will seek professional help after returning home to their farm in Vermont after being away. If that happens, Miller, who goes by they, them pronouns, could give an interview at some point explaining their erratic behavior over the past few years. The actor could then do limited press for The Flash, and the movie would open in cinemas as planned. So I think that's another big part of deciding what to do with the movie, because aside from the story in the movie, the attention and press around it is not very positive. And so when they're doing promotions and press for a movie, that's what you're going to get bombarded with. Not questions about the film or your character or making the movie, but they're going to be bombarded with questions about all of this press and all of these allegations and all of these arrests and all of these things. And no studio wants that surrounding a release of of any movie really, but especially movies within, a large franchise. So the second scenario, even if Miller doesn't reach out for help, Warner's could still release the film, but don't expect Miller to play a prominent role in terms of marketing and publicity, nor would Miller be the Flash going forward, as the role would be recast in future projects. So I think this would also be difficult for the studio for this movie, because how could you not have your main protagonist character, your main actor in the main role, the star of the film, be part of any of press or promotion? That would be really strange and difficult. And then not only that, but recasting his character for future projects. I don't know. I think either way, it's a difficult situation. And third, the situation with Miller deteriorates further. This would see Warner's killing the movie outright, as it could not be reshot with a different actor. That would be way too much to do. Miller plays multiple characters and is in almost every scene. Scrapping a $200 million film would be an unprecedented move. Okay, so the rest of the article kind of just goes into some of the arrests the information about the arrest allegations, and things of that nature, and how important the Flash movie is for the DCEU, and that it has been testing well recently. I've seen a few reports about that also. So regardless of what the studio decides to do, I don't think there's going to be one perfect solution or perfect answer, because either way they're going to be met with criticism. Either, no matter what decision they choose, it's not going to work out perfect for anybody in this situation. It sucks that this movie got pushed back so far, and that all of these things have been getting in the way of the movie, changing directors, changing the story, just using bringing in Michael Keaton, not doing the original script, like having all these different writers, bringing in Supergirl to like, just so, it's just been one thing after another, recasting Henry Allen, like it's been one thing after another with this movie for years. It's not just now because of things going on with Ezra Miller that it's having problems. This movie has been a problem from the beginning. It was supposed to come out a long time ago, originally. Like the article said, it would be a last resort for them to completely scrap the movie, which I think makes sense. They're not going to do that to a movie that costs this much money. You can't really compare the cancellation of Batgirl to the cancellation of this movie. There's just so many differences. Batgirl costs a fraction of the budget that Flash does. It was not even originally supposed to be in theaters. They kind of just did that from like outside pressure. And it does not hold the same weight. Nothing really like depends on Batgirl for the rest of the DC cinematic universe. There's so much writing on this movie for the overall universe, and I would anticipate that they're probably making changes to this movie anyway, because putting Ben Affleck's Batman in Aquaman instead of Michael Keaton, that already affects the Flash movie and what they were going to do at the end of the movie. So many things keep going back to the Flash movie. And so I do think if this article is accurate, and it seems like that's probably, at least it holds some water probably, because they do have to figure out what to do with this movie. And when you have something that's so controversial for in different ways, you know, you do have to figure out what's best moving forward. And I'm sure they are worried about promotions and press junkets and press tours and all of that, and interviews with Ezra Miller, because of all this stuff going on in his personal life, and which is very publicly known though. So I do think that they would, I think it personally, just me, just an opinion, I do think that they would either have him do some kind of public interview where he talks about what's been going on and says that he is trying to get some kind of help to maybe not be so impulsive or make better decisions. And, you know, because those questions are going to come, I don't see how they could promote this movie and have press without Ezra Miller. Because I don't know. I mean, it's possible they could, you know, but I don't see how that would really, I still don't think it would be good for the movie. I don't think, you know, I just don't know if it would be helpful. I'm sure they're afraid of, like I said, being bombarded with all of these questions about arrests and allegations and, you know, stuff like that. You don't want that kind of negative attention being brought when you're releasing such a big film. But I think it would be weird if he is not involved in the press or promotion in some way. I think doing some kind of limited press, like the other option said, the first one, where he does an interview about his behavior and that he's trying to get help and do better, and do a limited press, have a limited role in the press for the movie. I think that sounds more likely than the other options. But I guess it's also going to depend what happens between now and the release of the movie, if it even sticks with a June 2023 release. I don't know if they're going to move it or not. So I'm sure they're also, you know, they're weighing all these options and deciding what's best moving forward. But I just wanted to share that on the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the links in the description. I appreciate all the support. Shout out to any new subscribers. You can find me on Twitter at SuperHiveDC, Instagram Brooks_Hive, and now on TikTok, just made my account Super_Hive. So yeah, you can follow me on those social media accounts. And thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, leave a thumbs up, and or subscribe. Yeah, see you guys soon.